Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Anna. I hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The Bachelor Nation world is facing big changes. Fresh faces and a dash of nostalgia as 2025 soldiers on. Fans are reminiscing about all the couples who've made it from the final rose to happily ever after, or in some cases called it quits, highlighting just how unpredictable love can be in the reality TV space. Meanwhile, The Bachelorette is taking a rare break and likely won't return in the back half of the year, stirring up speculation about what's next for the beloved franchise, while spin-offs like Bachelor in Paradise gear up for a much-anticipated comeback with new twists and fan-favorite cast members. Jonathan Johnson, who was eliminated from Gen Tran's Bachelorette season, is one of the lucky franchise alumni heading to Paradise with a no-drama, open-hearted attitude toward finding the one. As the reality TV landscape shifts, faithful Bachelor Nation viewers can expect evolving casts, possible surprises, and plenty of romance. And the seasons ahead. Fantasy Suite Week is in the books, and with the Bachelor Season 29 finale less than a week away, members of Bachelor Nation are furiously scrambling to figure out how Grant Ellis's love story ends. After the Women Tell All special, The Bachelor aired a new finale preview that gave a fresh look at Grant's struggle to decide between his final two women ahead of a planned proposal. When the sneak peek concluded and franchise host Jesse Palmer signed off, Grant looked extremely uncomfortable, which made members of Bachelor Nation question his current relationship status. Ahead of the season 29 premiere, Grant told Decider, "I'm really happy. I couldn't imagine it being any other way now that I'm going through this process and learning about myself. Everything that's been unfolding in my life and the lessons that I've learned. I'm really grateful." When asked about his dramatic ending, the season 29 lead added, "It's not often that you're dating multiple people at once. That was a first for me. And the women were so great this season that the choice was difficult." Throughout the season, you'll see the connections form. And I'll leave it up to the viewer to decide what their opinion is. But for me, I really tried to take my time and make sure I made the right choice. So did Grant make the right choice? Or any choice? And did he find a happy ending / lasting love at the end of the season? To close out the Women Tell All episode, Jesse Palmer teased the shocking conclusion to Grant's journey and said the heart-wrenching decision is one that viewers won't believe, and we got even more clarity after Fantasy Suites. So, does Grant end up with anyone on The Bachelor? Does he leave the season 29 finale engaged to Juliana Pescarosa or Lithia Gar? Is he currently single? And what goes down during one of the most dramatic and one of the most shocking endings in Bachelor history? Here are Bachelor Nation's 6 most popular Bachelor season 29 finale theories, including Reality Steve spoilers, of course. First things first, it's time to check in with Bachelor Nation's favorite spoiler, Steve Carboni, aka Reality Steve. As we know from Joey Graziade's season of The Bachelor, even Reality Steve gets it wrong sometimes, but he does have a definitive prediction for Grant's finale. So let's hear it. In a January 21 episode-by-episode spoiler post, Reality Steve wrote, "As I say every season, I can't share how I got this information, and you can choose to believe it or not. I can't compromise sources, so all I can do is relay what I was told. Based on where I got it from, their knowledge of the situation, and other factors, I have no reason to doubt the spoiler." So here it is. Grant is engaged to Juliana Pescarosa. If I hear any more details about how the final rose ceremony goes down, I'll update it. Reality Steve continued. "Every season there will be rumors. Every season there will be rumblings about, oh, it's this person. Oh, they've already broken up. And yes, we've had plenty of times where the spoiler changed from the time filming ended until the night of the Afra. If I hear anything, I'll report it. Haven't heard anything of the such up to this point. Enjoy the season." While this next theory doesn't predict who Grant pops the big question to, there are rumors flying around Bachelor Nation that the season 29 lead made his final decision with the help of a coin flip. TikTok user Zachary Reality, aka Zachary Weinberg, recently shared the theory. which suggests Jesse Palmer offered Grant a coin to toss during crunch time. In the dramatic finale preview, we all heard the franchise host tell Grant, "Here's the thing. Both women are on their way here right now, and I really need to know which one to send first. You feel like you know what you want to do?" Grant replied, "The truth is, But when Zachary went on the Ben and Ashley I Almost Famous podcast, Ashley said, "We have intel. We can not release any sources. It may not be true. There might be a coin. There might not be a coin. There might be a coin that's never aired or whatever." While we may never know if Grant was actually given a coin or if he flipped one to help him make his decision, there's always a chance the coin was tossed to help him gain clarity and make the choice he already knew deep down he wanted to make. When I was struggling to choose a college, my high school English teacher made me put all my choices into a hat and said whichever one I chose, I had to commit to. After I picked, he asked me how I felt, and I said disappointed. The move helped me realize that I knew the right choice all along. So, while it's certainly not ideal to flip a coin before you ask someone to marry you, I also feel I can't judge Grant too hard. Not to bring up Matt James in our year 2025, but as we learned from his season of The Bachelor, there is a world in which a lead can leave proposal day without being engaged or brokenhearted. It's clear by the end of his short season that Grant needed more time with the women to make his decision, and TBH, who can really blame him? He said he takes an engagement very seriously and wanted to be sure about his choice. So if he wasn't 100% certain about proposing to either woman, is there a chance his season ends in a relationship but not an engagement? Reality Steve doesn't think so, but if we're considering all options, it's also happened before. Despite Reality Steve's engagement rumor and Grant telling Decider, "I'm really happy, I couldn't imagine it being any other way," ahead of the premiere, Jen Tran's season of The Bachelorette reminded us that a lot can change from the season premiere to the season finale. The fact that there's no summer Bachelorette season may have been an early clue that Grant's season had a controversial conclusion, but beyond that, there's more speculation that Grant was single at the Women Tell All event. Many viewers felt that Grant's women tell all body language and facial expressions as Jesse was teasing his season finale gave extremely anxious, awkward vibes that suggested he may have ended his journey single or broken up with his winner since production wrapped. On top of that, fans have clocked some questionable social media replies from Grant that seem to cast doubt on the Bachelor process. We saw Grant's predicted winner, Juliana, hanging out with Jen Tren's ex Matt Rossi on TikTok, which could mean nothing. We saw Juliana say she finally enjoyed a Monday when she wasn't on screen for Women Tell All, which again could mean nothing. And in a finale teaser, we also saw Grant Mom ask him to walk away from the show if he couldn't make a definitive final choice. The finale teaser also showed Grant saying, "I never thought it would be possible to be in love with multiple women. I don't know how to navigate it. Stay tuned for my demise. I never thought I'd be in this predicament. I'm heading into an engagement and I'm still trying to figure out who I'm getting engaged to. I've done some really hard things in my life, but I feel like making this decision is the hardest thing I've ever done." So in my mind, the simplest reason Grant and his fiancée might call it quits after filming is that the fiancé realized just how difficult it was for him to arrive at the decision. If Grant chose Juliana in the end, she'd also learn that he told Litia he was in love with her first, which wouldn't feel great. So perhaps the couple had a hard time moving on after production wrapped. But that said, when asked if he got down on one knee after his awkward women tell all body language, Grant said, "I can't say what happened, but I can say that if I had to relive that moment again, I would do the same thing. I can say that I'm happy. I am very happy with the outcome of how things went, and if I had to do it over again, I would do it again." Sounds promising, right? Fingers crossed for a successful proposal. But we'll have to tune in to ABC's 3-hour finale event on Monday, March 24th. After proposing to Juliana Pascarosa on The Bachelor Season 29 finale, Grant Ellis is talking about how hard it was for him to let Lydia Garr down. The former professional basketball player and his fiancée recently opened up during an interview about the emotional toll of the finale. The freshly engaged couple had a chat with People, a joint interview of sorts where Ellis went on to reveal that it was difficult for him to reveal his verdict to Gar, but at the same time insinuated that it was the best path forward for both of them. Although Gar received an I love you from Ellis during their fantasy suite date, the primary reason they couldn't move forward even after coming so far on their journey was their differing life trajectory. Ellis spoke about the emotional toll it all took, while also emphasizing how it would have been unfair to Gar had he chosen her in the following words. On the other hand, Pascarosa wasn't really fully confident about being proposed in the end either. She was of the mindset that there's another girl involved and she must feel as secure as I do to stay in it this long, so for her it was a 50-50 chance toward the end. At the same time, she knew that Ellis had love for both of them. It's just a different type of love on each end. And the one Ellis ended up going for was the result of comparison by circumstance. The Bachelor Season 29 winner's stance can be backed up by her fiancé's final words to Gar at the altar. Gar, in response, was heartbroken and snapped back at Ellis. "You're different than I thought," she said. Ellis, however, understands the standpoint she was coming from and made sure to acknowledge her emotions. "I've been in those shoes, so I know where she's coming from, and I'll always come from a place of compassion," he added during the interview. In response to anybody who was thinking that The Bachelor turned back on his words, Ellis's response was, he concluded by adding that he couldn't be happier with his decision, and also that being the second Black Bachelor in the franchise comes with its fair share of extenuating circumstances. Bachelor Nation has been following Grant Ellis's journey to find love on Season 29 of The Bachelor, and recently watched as he reunited with the women on Women Tell All. Now, The Bachelor has stopped by for an exclusive chat with BachelorNation.com to discuss his feelings about the evening and to give a sneak peek into what we can expect from his season finale in 2 weeks. Check out our exclusive conversation with Grant below. Bachelor Nation, hey, Grant, so great to see you. How did tonight feel for you? Grant Ellis, oh man, it's a whirlwind of emotion. Definitely emotional, but I think that it ended well. I tried to go in there and just lead with love and lead with my heart. And I think that's what happened. That's how we diffuse situations. Absolutely. Moving on to Fantasy Suites next week, what are the specific qualities that made you pick your top 3 women? GE, I'll start with Zoe. I think that Zoe was somebody who I saw who had so much strength, who had been through a lot. People don't know what it's like to be bullied because of what you look like or your skin color. And I saw that in her, and I saw how she showed up to every group date and every event, and she put her best foot in front of her. And I thought that was really attractive. Lytia was nurturing, and she was somebody that had so much love in her. And I saw that. And the same with Juliana. And Juliana was real. She was somebody who's going to stick up for who she's with and go to bat. And that's how I am. So each relationship was unique, and each relationship brought a different perspective into my mind. And can we get a tease of how your season ends? GE, ooh yeah. What I will say is that it's emotional, and because I'm the type of guy who leads with my heart, I had a hard time. I didn't want to let somebody down, but I did the right thing. We can't wait to see what happens. We saw your dad give you some great advice in the finale teaser, and your sister was here supporting you tonight. What does it mean to have their support like that? It was so important to me. With my dad, you only get one father, and having him there at a time in my life when I needed him the most was important. I'm gonna be 80 years old one day, and I'm gonna be thinking about that moment on camera. It meant a lot. My sister's been with me since day one. I'm the runt of the family. I'm the baby. So she's been with me since literally the first day I've been alive. And to have her be here with me now, it just speaks to what family is there for. And we couldn't agree more. Looking back on your journey, if you could relive one moment again for the first time, what would it be and why? GE, if I could relive one moment, believe it or not, I loved the R&B group date. I loved me and Mario dancing on stage, and music is an outlet for me, so I loved that. And then night one, the limo entrances and meeting all the ladies for the first time and seeing different smiles and different personalities. I would relive that all day. I'm not a guy that gets nervous a lot. I was nervous. I was very nervous, but they helped ease my nerves. It was fun too. And there was a llama there. I didn't see Linda tonight, but I'll see Linda again one day. I know it. Yes, you guys are besties. Any words for Bachelor Nation and what they can expect from the rest of your journey? GE, I think that coming into the season, a lot of people didn't know a lot about me, and there's a lot of mixed opinions about me, maybe because of the way I talk or because I like music or just certain things, and I understand, but love is universal, and it doesn't look one way. I think that people will see how genuine I am and what I really was there for, and that will show, and love wins.